If you feel like you're doing a lot, but your life is not changing, you are not alone. That feeling is heavy. It feels like you are running, but the road is not moving. And most people think the answer is, try harder. But what if the problem is not your effort? What if the problem is the rules you live by in your mind? Because every day you wake up and your mind gives you instructions. Quiet instructions, fast instructions. Sometimes they sound like your own voice, and you follow them without noticing. Play it safe. Don't embarrass yourself. You're behind. Other people are better. Start tomorrow. You can't do it. Those are mindset rules. And if your rules are weak, your life becomes small. So today I'm giving you 10 mindset rules to unlock your best life. Not a perfect life, a better life, a stronger life, a calmer life, a life where you actually trust yourself again. And I want you to do one thing while watching. Don't try to remember everything. Just listen for the one rule that hits you. The one that makes you go, yeah, that's me. That's your starting point. Let me tell you a quick story. A while ago, I had a friend who always looked confident. Always. The kind of person who walks into a room like they paid rent there. I asked them one day, "How are you always so sure?" They laughed and said, "I'm not sure. I just don't argue with myself for 2 hours before I do something." That line changed me, because I realized my biggest problem was not the world. It was the conversations in my head. I was delaying my life with my own thinking. So let's fix that. Rule by rule. Rule number 1, your mind is a tool, not your boss. Your mind will suggest things all day. Some suggestions are good, some are terrible. Your mind will say, stay in bed. Your mind will say, don't apply, you might get rejected. Your mind will say, eat that. Your mind will say yes, they might get mad. If you obey every thought, you will live like a puppet. So here's the new rule. I listen to my mind, but I decide. When a thought shows up, pause and ask, is this thought helping my future or protecting my comfort? Comfort is nice, but comfort can also trap you. Rule number 2, your thoughts are not facts. This one is simple but powerful. A thought is just a sentence in your head. I'm not good enough. I always mess up. They don't like me. This will fail. I'm too late. That's not a fact. That's a fear story. So when a negative thought hits you, do not fight it like it's a monster. Just question it like it's a spam email. Ask, is there real proof? Ask, is there another explanation? Ask, what would I tell my friend if they said this? Because you are not as bad as your worst thought, and you are not as great as your best thought either. You are a human. You are growing. Rule number 3, stop making everything mean something about you. This one will save you so much stress. Someone is quiet. You think, they are mad at me. Someone doesn't reply. You think, they don't care. You get rejected. You think, I'm a failure. A plan changes. You think, my life is falling apart. No, sometimes a person is just tired. Sometimes they are busy. Sometimes it's timing. Sometimes it's not your turn. Sometimes it's life being life. When you take everything personally, you suffer twice. You suffer from the event, and you suffer from the story you add. So new rule. I do not decide my worth based on someone else's mood. Learn what you can, improve what you can, but don't shrink. Rule number 4, focus on the next step, not the whole future. A lot of people don't start because they want a full map. They want to know, what if it doesn't work? What if I waste time? What if I look stupid? What if I fail? Listen. You do not need the whole map, you need the next step. If your goal is to get fit, your next step is a walk today. If your goal is to make money, your next step is to learn one skill or apply for one job. If your goal is to heal, your next step is to talk to someone safe or set one boundary. If your goal is to study, your next step is to open the book. The next step is always simple. We make it hard by thinking about 10 steps at once. Rule number 5: discipline beats motivation. Motivation is like a visitor. It comes, it goes, it shows up late. Sometimes it doesn't show up at all. Discipline is what you do when motivation is missing. But discipline does not mean doing the most. Discipline means doing the minimum consistently. I want you to hear that: minimum, consistently. 5 minutes of movement, 10 minutes of reading, 1 page of writing, 1 small task done. Most people fail because they aim for perfect days. Perfect days don't exist. So new rule: I don't need perfect, I need consistent. Rule number 6: failure is feedback, not identity. You failed at something. Okay, that's not your name. You are not a failure. You are a person who failed at one attempt. Big difference. If a baby fell while learning to walk and said, "I guess walking is not for me," we would all be like, "What is wrong with this baby?" But adults do that every day. They fail once and quit. They get rejected once and hide. They make one mistake and start calling themselves names. So new rule: when I fail, I learn. Ask, what went wrong? What can I do better? What do I need more of? Time, practice, help, patience, then try again. That's winning. Rule number 7: protect your energy like it's money. You only get so much energy each day, and life will try to spend it for you. People will want your time. Drama will want your attention. Social media will want your focus. Old habits will want your comfort. If you give your energy to everything, you will have nothing left for your goals. So set boundaries, and boundaries don't need long speeches. A boundary can be, "I can't today. I'm not available for that. I need time to think. I'm going to rest." You don't need to explain your no like you're in trouble. You are allowed to choose. Rule number 8: your habits shape your feelings more than your feelings shape your habits. People say, "I'll do it when I feel like it." But you won't always feel like it. So do the habit first, then let the feeling catch up. If you feel low, move your body for 5 minutes. If you feel anxious, clean one small area. If you feel stuck, write down your next step. If you feel lost, go outside and breathe. Feelings follow action more often than you think. I've had days where I started in a bad mood and ended in a calm mood. Not because life changed, but because I changed what I did. Rule number 9: stop comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. Comparison is a thief. It steals your joy and your focus. You scroll and see people winning. They look confident. They look rich. They look happy. They look perfect. And you forget that you are seeing a small edited moment, not their whole life. You don't see their stress, their doubts, their failures, their hard nights, their unfinished work, their private pain. So new rule: I compete with my past self, not with strangers. Ask, am I better than I was last month? Am I learning? Am I trying? Am I being honest with myself? That's real progress. Rule number 10: be the person who keeps promises to yourself. This is the strongest mindset rule of all. Because your best life needs one thing: self-trust. If you don't trust yourself, everything feels harder. You make plans, but you don't believe them. You set goals, but you don't follow through. You start, then stop, then feel guilty, then start again. So start small. Keep a promise you can actually keep. I will drink water every morning. I will walk for 10 minutes. I will do my top task first. I will sleep earlier. I will save a little. when you keep promises. You build a strong identity. You start to believe, I am the kind of person who shows up. And that belief changes your actions. Your actions change your results. Your results change your life. Now, let's bring all these rules together. Because the goal is not to become a robot. The goal is to become free. Free from fear running your life. Free from overthinking. Free from constant self-doubt. Free from waiting for perfect timing. You can still be emotional. You can still have bad days. You can still struggle. But you won't be controlled by it. Here's a simple way to use these rules starting today. Pick one rule for the morning. Pick one rule for the hard moments. Pick one rule for the night. Morning rule could be, my mind is a tool, not my boss. Hard moment rule could be, next step, not the whole future. Night rule could be, failure is feedback. Then practice for a week. And here's the secret: mindset is not a speech. It's a habit. You practice it like brushing your teeth. You don't brush once and say, okay, done forever. You do it daily. Same with mindset, daily. Let me share one more personal story because I want you to see how simple this is in real life. I had a moment where I wanted to quit something I cared about. I was tired. I felt behind. I felt like other people were doing it better. I started thinking, maybe I'm not built for this. Then I remembered rule number 2, thoughts are not facts. So I wrote down the thought, I'm not built for this. Then I wrote down a different thought, I'm learning how to do this. That's all I did. I did not change my whole life. I changed one sentence, and that sentence changed my mood. My mood changed my behavior. My behavior changed my day. This is how it works. So here's your challenge. Right after this video, take a pen and write down the one mindset rule you need most right now. Then write one small action that matches it. If your rule is, focus on the next step, your action is to do one next step today. If your rule is, discipline beats motivation, your action is 5 minutes of work. If your rule is, protect your energy, your action is to say no to one thing. If your rule is, stop comparing, your action is to log off for an hour and work on your own life. Small action. Today, because your best life is not unlocked by thinking. It is unlocked by doing. If this video helped you, hit like so it reaches more people who need a mindset reset. Subscribe if you want more simple, powerful motivation that you can actually use. And comment below which rule you are choosing this week. One rule, 1 week. Let's build that best life together.